Green bigger.
Let's freaking go. Running back week. We had to at least reach out to a college football Hall of Fame running back, a guy that I've been lucky to conversate before at a previous gig. And now he is hanging out with us. None other than Alexander the Great, Charles Alexander, hanging out with us this evening. And we were talking about this previously, Charles. I know it's been a while since your playing days, but do you still watch a lot of football and do you still evaluate running backs?
Oh yeah, I still love the game of football. Uh, I I go to a couple of LSU games a year. Before COVID. Anyway, I hadn't gone since COVID, but still try to go to a couple of games every year. I watch every time LSU's on television. That's my time, and I
Yeah.
try to watch the Tigers play. But I'm actually in a fantasy football league, so I still keep up with football.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
I'm
So this
probably
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, this is what's really cool. So we had Justin Vincent on the show a few weeks ago. Of course, Jeremy Hill, big fan of the channel. Now, Ty Davis Price's father is in the chat right now. How about that? We need to get Ty Davis Price on here a little bit later. But I wanted to bring this up to you. And you and I were talking about this previously, how hard it is to be great at this position in 2 seasons and back to back years. So, first thing, for some of our younger viewers who aren't too familiar with your dominance, walk people through your LSU career.
All 4 years.
Yeah, all 4 years.
Okay.
People
All
want to
right.
hear the walk us through the day you committed, the day you signed. Just give people a little bit of a biography of the years and why you decided to go to LSU.
Okay. I'll give you the short version. Uh, Back in those days, which was 1975, I uh, I had a hard time deciding on what school I wanted to go to. Uh, I had University of Houston, I had Baylor, and I had LSU as my top three schools, and it was really tough deciding what school I was going to go to out of those three. And I was going back and forth, going back and forth. And back in those days, you could sign two letters of intent as long as they wasn't in the same conference.
Okay.
So to get to kind of get it down to two schools, I eliminated Baylor and I signed a letter of intent with the University of Houston. I signed a letter of intent with LSU. But on National Signing Day, that's when you had to make up your mind. Uh, it was going to be A or it was going to be B. And I decided well, let me rewind this a little bit. So on National Signing Day, I was walking out my house or my grandparents' house. I was raised by my grandparents, and there was two cars parked in front of my grandparents' house, and one had Jerry Stovall from LSU, the running back coach, in it, and the other car had University of Houston's running back coach and the head coach, Bill Yeoman, in it. So I had about 10 seconds to make up my mind on what school I was going to go to. I thought I was going to think about it all day long, and that didn't happen. So I went to the car with the University of Houston coaches in it, and I thanked Coach Yeoman, and I thanked the running back coach for recruiting me. When I told him I decided I'm going to go to LSU, and Coach Yeoman said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm absolutely sure. That's why I want to go to school." I jumped in the car with Coach Stovall, and the rest is history.
Wow.
So I get to LSU and had a very tough freshman year. Uh, I think I had, I backed up Terry Robisky my first 2 years. So I got some playing time, but I didn't really, I wasn't ready, to be honest with you. I really wasn't ready. Uh, I had a 2.8 rushing average my freshman year. So it was a tough going. My very first game, I didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. I had about 8 carries and failed to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it was tough. And my my second year, that's when things started to click for me. Still backing up Terry Robisky, but I had over 800, almost 900 yards rushing. And then my junior year was my best year at LSU, and I had over 1,600 yards rushing. And my last year, which was my senior year, I was a candidate for the Heisman Trophy. I almost had 1,200 yards rushing. But I'm looking at these numbers, like, man, you got everything here.
Yeah.
I had 250 some yards receiving. So it kind of made up for a little of the loss on my rushing game. But had a great time at LSU and will always remember it.
So we go to a super chat here. Fast forward to your Bengals career. What was the coldest game you've ever played in, and can you describe it?
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's an easy question. It was a playoff game against the San Diego Chargers the year that we went to the Super Bowl in 1981. Well, it was January 82, but it was the 81 season.
Right.
And the temperature was 17 below, and the wind chill was 59 below.
No way.
And I can remember we used to stay at, they used to put us up in a hotel, the hotel, the night before the game to keep everybody together. And I can remember everybody leaving, trying to leave the hotel and get to the stadium a couple hours before the game, and nobody's car would start. It was that cold. So we all ended up getting on a bus and rushing over to the stadium and playing the game. I think we had a little advantage over San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we had a little advantage.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? This is what I wanted to ask you, right? Because it is running back week. And Jay Hill and I have talked about this privately and on this channel, and Justin Vincent as well. It's hard to be an elite running back when you have competition. And then Robisky, is in your running back room as well. Is it hard to be an elite back when you have other elite backs, or is it something that makes you better?
Oh, it's competition. And nobody, we were, Terry and I hung out a lot off the field. We were friends, but we just went out once the practice started, once the game started, we competed against each other, and we was pulling for each other. And Terry and I, matter of fact, I think I talked to Terry about a month ago or so. So
cool.
Yeah, we became friends, and Terry kind of like mentored me, helped me along the way, because my first year, I look back at it, I definitely wasn't ready to be thrown in there to the wolves, but thank God he was there to help me out.
Yeah, that's what's really crazy to me, because running back's one position where more often than not, there's only going to be one on the field, whereas with wide receiver, depending on the progressions, there's always going to be two, more often than not 3, and sometimes 4. So that's the thing. It's so hard to get in that rhythm. Whenever you started off slow, what were some things that you were doing to get your mind right and to get your body ready to take advantage of your opportunity?
Well, I need myself, this is just for me, and everybody's different. I needed to get hit a couple of times before I could relax and get into the flow of the game. So with me, the more I carried the ball, the more relaxed I got. The more I could get into the game, I could relax and just be myself and relax and not worry about everything. But some people, they got to get hit first, and then you can go ahead and let your natural talents take over.
Absolutely.
I was one of those one of those guys. The more I carried the ball, the better I became, I think.
I love it. We have a lot of our elder statesmen here on PHL that just loved watching you play. Skipper is in
The
here.
60 and over club.
Yeah, 60 and over club, man. Hey, there you know the old schools. I mean, some of our most loyal viewers, Big Al, Skipper, everyone. It really is great. Um, is there another LSU running back here from LJ, longtime PHL supporter? Is there someone else that reminds you of yourself that you've watched over the past decade?
That's a good question. You mean in the NFL?
NFL, LSU, it doesn't matter.
Hmm. Uh, that's a tough one. Well, that guy, that jersey you got behind you, man,
Huh?
I think we had a lot of things in common. We uh we both we were North and South runners and trying to issue a little punishment to tacklers, defensive backs, and uh, I used to like to watch Jeremy run.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send Jay Hill that clip. Um, it's crazy. Like I actually think the same thing, and y'all both played for the Bengals, and it kind of leads me into this next question before we talk about your Bengals career. How excited were you when Joe Burrow and then Jamar Chase got drafted to the Bengals?
Oh man, I tell you what, I was so proud of those guys. I've never met either one of them, but I'm still proud of them. Uh, they did some fantastic things, uh, and I look for bigger and better things this year. You know, those guys are just amazing. It's like they just picked up where they left off at LSU, and that's what's so amazing about it. They can read each other. It's I don't know if there's a defensive back that can cover consistently uh, with those two. When you put those two together, it's hard
Right.
because they got that chemistry, and it's just you can just see it.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
amazing, man.
yeah. I didn't think Chase would do it so fast. You know, he had a tough time at the beginning of the year, dropped a few passes, but he still kept his confidence, and looked like the longer the year went along, the better he got, man. And it was great watching them all year. And, you know, I live here. I'm from Texas, and I moved back to Texas about 20 years ago. And of course, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans here in Houston, and a lot of guys that I know and went to high school with. They're big time Cowboy fans. So I had a chance to kind of get back at them last year. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, you would think the Cowboys were coached by Les Miles in that playoff game, knowing how that clock management was at the end of that one. It's so interesting. So for those that don't know, you ended up going to the Cincinnati Bengals, and you had a really solid NFL career.
Yeah, I wasn't featured. I had to learn to incorporate my abilities in the passing game. You know, I had caught some passes at LSU, but uh, nothing like the NFL. You know, you got the passing game. You got to people think it's just going out there catching passes. It's not. It's not. You got to read defenses. You got to pick up the blitz, uh, and I had to adjust to that. Had to adjust to being a blocking back for Big Pete Johnson. I don't know if you remember that name. He was a fullback at Ohio State, and then later on was drafted by the Bengals, and I was basically led the way for him.
Yeah. And so you play this career, had success, and you get to the big game, the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
What was it like playing in a Super Bowl?
it was great. I'm glad I had an opportunity to experience that because a lot of guys play in the NFL and they don't have that chance. Just gotta I don't want to call it luck, but you got to be on the right team. You got to stay healthy. A lot of things have to happen for that to go to the Super Bowl. And things just kind of clicked for us because I think the year before we went to Super Bowl, we didn't even win half of our games. And then that next year, things started to click for us. And next thing you know, we were in the Super Bowl. And we couldn't believe it. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but it was a great experience. The media, it was a big time media back in those days. That was a lot of media attention, but nothing like it is now with social media. But we still enjoyed it. Too bad it wasn't in Florida. Too bad it wasn't in California. It was in Pontiac, Michigan. 4 foot of snow. Went to practice. Basically locked ourselves up in the hotel the rest of the day or night. Wasn't much we could do because of the weather. But the whole experience was great.
Yeah, Mick, who's been in the chat room, he's been waiting all day to get to see Charles Alexander. I love it. Another one. Well, Mick, he's an old schooler. He's been with PHL for a while. Was a big fan of yours. I know. During the Bengals, Chris Collinsworth was on your team. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. I played with some great guys. Great memories. Chris Collinsworth. Every year, LSU played Florida. Chris is went to the University of Florida. I was at LSU, and we had our little annual bet. But I knew Chris was going to be on the radio or the television because he would never shut up. Just like, man, Chris, do you ever stop talking? He just talks. And he's been very successful too on the television.
Yeah, that's pretty fun, man. And we talked about Terry a minute ago. Who are some other LSU players that you really enjoyed playing with during your time?
Steve Ensminger, my quarterback. David Woodley, quarterback. We played back in those days. We played a 2-quarterback system. David and Steve it depends on who was hot that particular day, whether or not, how much they played. And Coach Mack used to just kind of like, let's see who's hot and we'll roll with the hot one. So they split time and we had a great offense. One of my best friends, even to this day, we keep in touch. Wide receiver, Carlos Carson from West Palm Beach, Florida. We keep in touch. Greg LaFleur, Willie Teal played with the Minnesota Vikings. Greg played with several teams. I always tease him about that. He played with the Eagles, the Detroit Lions, and the St. Louis Cardinals. So, I keep in touch with a lot of these guys. A lot of the guys. My Root Hogs, my offensive line, 4 out of the 5 guys were doctors. Are doctors, not were doctors, are doctors. Chris Rich, unfortunately, died of cancer maybe 2 years ago. He was an orthopedic surgeon. So we all still keep in touch and just try to see what's going on in each other's lives. And one good thing, I tell you what was nice, when I was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, all those guys showed up, and that was great. Wow. Yeah, that was a great feeling.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the College Football Hall of Fame and the Slinger. I want to shout out our friends at Pricey Collection, PriceyCollection.com, supporting the channel. And also, before we get to College Football Hall of Fame and the Slinger, I want to talk about what you got going on now in your post-playing career. Some of that seasoning, baby. Show it to him, Charles. Show him this.
I can't leave home without it, but I am at home, so I'm supposed to have it. Huh?
Yeah, right.
I always just show the can. There
you go.
Yeah,
that's good, man.
I had a guy design this can for me, this label on this can, and I walked in his office, didn't know him from Adam, and I told him what I wanted. And he said, he was very kind of arrogant about it. He said, "Oh, you must don't know who I am." He said, "I'm the Michael Jordan of label makers." I said, "Okay." And he said, you're gonna be happy when I finish with this." He said, "I'm gonna design you something and you're gonna love it." So I came back about 2 weeks later, and lo and behold, he was right. I didn't have to change anything. Yeah, that was great. So I've been selling this product. It's an all-purpose seasoning. It's 33% less salt than the. I'm not going to say those names though. Than my competition. I put it like that. I'm not gonna say their names. And it's my brand is mixed with flavor. You're gonna get flavor and you're gonna get spice. And I tell people, don't load this thing down when you put it on. Put it on a little at a time. You can always add, but you can't always subtract. But cooks have this in their mind that more is better. But I always say with my product, less is more because it's spicy. So you don't have to use too much of it.
Yeah, and
you can always add, but you can't subtract.
And you can get it online, right?
You can get it online at www.comeonmancajunseasoning.com. For my Louisiana people, it's in Rouse's. It's in most Rouse's. It's not in all it's not in all the Rouse's, but it's in most Rouse's. It's in Calvin's on Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. Here in Houston, it's in several local stores. My best store in Houston is B&W Meats. So it's a good product. I've been having fun with it. And I got several things that I do. I sell pipe and I sell steel. So I try to keep myself busy so I don't get old.
Yeah. That's the way you got to do it, man.
Yeah. You got to keep your mind right, man. You got to keep your mind working.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, Steve Ensminger, you were referencing for some of our younger viewers. A lot of younger people don't know Steve Ensminger was a quarterback at LSU. So he also, of course, modern day was the offensive coordinator of the greatest college football offense of all time. Let me ask you this: as a teammate of his, were you nervous when you watched LSU football games, watching him call plays ever?
Oh no. I always had the utmost respect and confidence in Steve. Ooh, Kevin Bernard.
Oh, Kevin.
I always had a lot of confidence in Steve. Steve was laid back. David Woodley, they were kind of like the complete opposite. David was more of a serious type when he'd come in the huddle, and Steve was kind of a happy-go-lucky, let's do this thing. But they kind of complemented each other in a special way. Just a lot. Both of those guys, they had their strong points, and Steve could throw that football though through a wall. He had a rifle of an arm, and David was the better runner. David would run that option, and we actually had a couple of plays where we would put both of them in the game at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a couple of trick plays. It was Coach Mack always tried to make things fun.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And this is what's very interesting. You get inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. We shouted a few of our other new viewers. Good to see Blake in here. Good to see Rick, John, Amacat. RD says his dad is watching with them, and they're having a good night, just reminiscing. The different years, right? The decades of LSU football greatness, and you get honored in the College Football Hall of Fame. I think that was probably a big moment for you. Not only because, you've accomplished this your entire life, but, you had all these super duper legendary running backs sandwiched before you, obviously with Billy Cannon, but then after you, Kev Falk changed the game, and then Jay Hill changed the game, and then there was obviously Fournette. So I'm sure that was pretty good for you to get some of the recognition that you deserved.
Yeah, it was. And before I forget, we definitely got to mention Dalton Hilliard. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh yeah, that's true.
you can't leave Dalton out there.
Well, it's hard. That's the thing. It's hard to name.
Yeah, it's become a long line of running backs, and I'll be honest, I'm proud of that because you feel like you set the standard, and then you got these guys coming to LSU and stomping on your records and all of that, and you get to meet these guys. All of them are first class people, and it's just fun hanging around younger guys. But Dalton, Leonard Fournette, Kevin Falk, Jeremy Hill. It's a lot of names I'm leaving out. Kenny Hilliard, just a long line of really, really solid running backs that's been at LSU in the last 20, 30 years. So it's great.
Yeah. I want to throw it out to Amacat here. Was Death Valley to you? Was it louder in the 70s and 80s, or do you feel it's like just as loud as it was then as it is now?
That's a good question, but it's kind of hard for me to judge that. Back when I was in the 70s, when I played, the stadium wasn't as big. I think it went from when I was there. I think it went from like 68 to 78. My last year, they did an addition on the west side, which is the home side, and right now that bumped it up to 78,000 fans. I can remember that year. I'm scared of heights, so they asked me to. They were promoting me for the Heisman and stuff, so they asked me to go to the very top of the stadium so I could take a picture. And I was like, okay, I'll go up a few stairs, but I'm not going to the top. this is it. Oh, please, let's go up. No. This is as far as I'm going. So they all had a big laugh at that because I was scared of heights. And that got the stadium up to 78 my senior year. And then I think right now, what are we up to? Oh, I know it's over 100.
100, yeah, like 102.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I would venture to say you had another 30,000. Well, my math's bad, but 78 all the way to about 102. You got at least another 20, 25,000 people in there. So yes, probably loud in there.
Charles Alexander hanging out with us on PHL Running Back Week. We had to get one of the icons. As we mentioned earlier, we've done interviews with a ton of different running backs, and they've given their thoughts on some of the best running backs of all time. You're definitely in that discussion when it comes to LSU, SEC, college football. I mean, you're in the College Football Hall of Fame, for goodness sakes. But let me ask you this. Do you keep up with the current team?
Yeah, as much as I can. Like I said, I watch the games every opportunity I get. I try to keep up with what's going on, what I can find in the morning advocate online, and try to keep up with LSU football because it's still I just feel like I'm still a part of it. Everybody has their favorite school and college to watch, NFL team to watch. So I try to keep up with it as much as possible. I tell you what, though, man, it's really it's getting difficult because you could set the roster and it would other than incoming freshmen and graduating seniors, it wouldn't change much. But with this transfer portal, it's hard. It's getting tough for a guy like me to keep up with everything. So I'm just like I'm just trying to keep up as much as I can, but it's a lot more difficult now because of players going in and out and guys going to the NFL early, and it's just different.
And I wanted to bring that up to you. And, I've spoken to you before and done an interview with you before. Like you don't like to like brag about yourself, but I'll do it for you because you mentioned this yourself a little bit earlier that you did struggle, a little bit your true freshman season, and you did have some adversity. And now with the transfer portal, if you have some adversity, a lot of kids will pack up and
That's
go
right.
elsewhere.
That's right.
So how do you feel about the transfer portal? And if that was the rule back then, would that have been something you considered?
If that was the rule back then, I never one time did I ever think about leaving LSU.
Like it.
No, I just that wasn't even in my mind. I said I'm gonna stick this thing out. Uh, and the reason I don't know, I just felt like that was a place for me, and my time would come. And that's what I don't know if you know this. I worked at LSU for 10 years after my NFL career was over. And I did get a chance to mingle with a lot of the players. And, you know, if they would have had a lot of those guys I would talk to, they would have, oh, I'm gonna leave here, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to another school and I'm not happy and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you can leave, but what make you think the grass is gonna be greener on the other side? I say, a lot of people think the grass is greener until they get over there and try to cut it. And then it might be a different story. I said, just try to hang in here. Give it another year. Give it another, 6 months and see how you feel. Just don't get emotional and want to leave because you didn't play this year or you didn't play as much, things didn't go right. And then I tell them my story. And then once they kind of hear it, some of them listened to me, some of them didn't. But for the most part, I think I got a lot of attention. When I told them how slow I started, I said, man, my very first game, I didn't make it to the line of scrimmage. And I said, try averaging 2.8 yards a carry. I said, that's not very much. And I said, you stick with it. You just never know what can happen. I went from
Right.
2.8 to 5.7 the next year through hard work and dedication. So that's what that's the message I tried to get over to those young guys.
So I want to throw this out here. I don't know if you could see it or not. Ty Davis Price watching the interview right now. That's kind of cool for me because I am a big TDP guy, and I'm glad he got drafted to a good situation. But look at that, man. Legend, respecting legend, man. TDP, LSU's leading rusher, former national champion, showing you some love, Charles.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Wow.
I watched Ty. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in his way.
Right.
He ran hard and low to the ground.
I love it. So
Yes.
I'm just going to throw it out there. TDP, I want to get you on the channel as a part of Running Back Week, man. I would love to get him on, man. It's crazy. It was, he had a lot of success as a true freshman season. Then early in the season last year, he struggled, but the offensive line started to gel, and you saw what that guy did last year, Charles. TDP started just, busting heads, man, that breaking the LSU single game record. It was crazy.
Single game. I knew it was a record. I didn't remember which one. And whoo, that was a dream game. Dream game. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it.
So TDP, if you do want to jump on, powerhourlsu@gmail.com, shoot me an email. We would love to get as many former LSU running backs on for Running Back Week. Of course, Charles being the third former LSU running back hanging out with us. And we welcome everyone. Please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. If you want to get a question in for Charles, just drop it in the comment section. Super chat it if you want to ask it right away, because we're going to be hanging out with Charles for a few more moments here. Now, transfer portal, we did discuss that. Okay. Now, let's talk about name, image, and likeness.
I was born too early.
Exactly. I could see you running into the end zone and doing a touchdown celebration and holding up, "Come on, man, season it."
Yeah. Yeah, I was born too early though. Now that I'm not totally against that. I mean, these kids work hard. They play hard. They study hard. Why not be a little, rewarded for your hard work? Uh, I'm gonna go way back now. Back when I played, we got a check for $16 a month for our laundry. that was that was about all we could get. So things have changed a little bit, but I'm all for that. More power to them. I'm happy for them, and these kids deserve something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm for it too. I really
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
But what's crazy is like people are dropping like 7 figures on some high school kids who have allegedly dropping some big numbers to high school kids that have never played a down of college football. Now, I'm all for kids getting money, but man, that's pretty insane. I wonder if I wonder how different it would have been back then to where it is now. It's pretty nuts.
So you saying that kids that are currently in high school?
Yes.
I did not know that. I didn't know that. Really?
So that's part of it now, right?
Ooh.
Like uh because when you think of it, high schoolers can go like you could have gone wherever you wanted to go. You were a recruit that a lot of people wanted. And now that's part of it. Now there's different rumors of how big or how much money it may or may not be, but it's out there,
Wow.
Charles, and it's getting wild. I
Yeah,
think it is a little bit different when it comes to like high school kids who have never played a college down, right?
yeah. That's that is crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know high school kids. I thought, once you sign with a school, your freshman year, all that kind of incorporated into that. But I think the only problem is going to be is like you got your schools that has donors or alumni that have a lot of access to a lot of money. So at some point, it's like you're going to buy championships. Going to be bought.
Right.
Well, it could be like that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's like the have and have nots. The smaller schools not going to have a shot.
Well, here's the thing: you're in H Town. You're in H Town. A lot of people think Texas A&M. That's what they're doing.
Well, I don't know if you saw the little spat between Nick Saban and Mr. Jimbo, but that could the big schools like University of Texas, some of these schools are going to have unlimited funds to work with, and it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out.
We go to John here. First,
that's my mentor right there, John Sibley Butler. Do you know John?
I don't. He's in a lot of our live streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more about him. I'm curious.
Okay, well, first of all, he's a good guy. I will say that about him. Good guy. One of the first black athletes at LSU. I think he was the first black walk-on for the LSU basketball team.
Nice.
I think. Well, I know he played in the band at LSU. John works. Well, I ain't gonna say unfortunately because I'm for John working at the University of Texas, but he's a Tiger by heart. He bleeds purple and gold.
That's good.
So, yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy.
I wonder if he's related to my great grandfather, Leo Stanley Butler. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Good to get to know more about our viewers. It's Charles. You got
John Butler on here, man. You got somebody on here, man.
That's good. That's good, man. It is kind of crazy. Like, some of the messages I get from people that watch a channel, like I'm kind of shocked that Ty Davis Price and his dad is watching this right now. That's just so cool to me. It's so cool I'm talking to you right now. I'm very blessed to have these opportunities. And you've obviously played for different coaches during your career at all different levels and whatnot. What are your thoughts on Brian Kelly, and do you feel comfortable with him at LSU?
I've never met him. Seen him speak a few times. From what I've seen, I think we're in good hands. I'm excited about what's about to happen this year. Our LSU fans, we expect to go 11-0. That's or 12-0. I don't know how many games they're playing now, but I just hope the fans can be a little patient, because it's going to take a little time. We're not going to go back and win the national championship next year, but I'm hoping we can go, win 7 games or so, and we'll see what happens. But we're just going to have to be a little patient with it.
I love it.
I'm sure he will agree with me on that one, on that part, because it's tough, especially with all the transfer portal and all the other stuff going on. COVID, and that was difficult to survive during that era too. With all that going on, and it's the last couple of years have been tough on everybody. Really,
yeah. So what I'm going to do is say that Charles Alexander on Power Hour LSU demands Brian Kelly go 15-0 in his first year and beat everybody by 20 points. That's the standard. That's the standard. Who is Nick Saban? Who names their child Jimbo? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but hey, I got confidence in him. We got a great athletic director, a great assistant athletic director. So I know those guys put their heads together, and I think they made a good hire. I'm excited.
I had this debate. Now, this is going to be a totally random question. Okay. What in the prime of your athletic career was your 40-yard dash time?
Oh, that's easy, man. I guess you say, I'm not going to call it cheated, but I did, not to brag, but I won the state championship in the 100 and the 200 yard dash. It was dashes back then. I mean, yeah, it was yard dash, not meters.
Okay, yeah.
In the state of Texas. So I was pretty good from the starting blocks till about 220, 230 yards. After that, you can stick a fork in me. I can't run too much further than that. So, but to answer your question, my fastest time was a 4.35.
4.35.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
so
that's 1975. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, so you actually have credibility when it comes to this. I want to ask you this: 50%. So I put this poll question up not too long ago.
All right.
But 50% of our viewers believed at some point that they could run sub 4.6 40-yard dashes. Like just regular people, not like you. You're a college football Hall of Famer. Charles, those are lies. Those are lies. 50% of our viewers has never run a sub 4.6. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with it. I would go and say most of them not going to run under 4. If they run under 4.8, that's pretty doggone good.
Exactly. People don't understand how fast that is.
Yeah. And now, if I was timed in a 40, it would probably be 4 days, 4 seconds. Yeah. I'm pretty much beat up now, man. Yeah.
Oh man.
2 knee replacements later, I'm not gonna beat anybody doing nothing. So, but it was good to say what I used to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
Well, look, Rick commented a minute ago uh, that he bought some of your fish fry seasoning. There you go.
Okay.
Do you have any cooking tips? What's your favorite thing to make?
My favorite thing to cook is I'm a griller. I love the grill. I love I think well, I'm not gonna say not to brag. I'm gonna brag on this. I think I make the best baby back ribs in America. That's pretty bold statement, isn't it? Yeah, you put a little of that come on man on it, man, and shoo.
In America,
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can make them sweet, tender. Oh man, I can make you I can make you hurt yourself.
in America.
I'm up for a challenge.
Well, how about I'll come see you in Houston and see if that is actually the truth here,
Yeah,
Mister H Town Charles Alexander, thinking you make the best ribs in America.
baby back ribs. Yeah,
Baby back ribs.
yeah.
Okay, I saw someone sent me a photo of them putting peaches on their ribs.
Okay, everybody got their different style.
I mean, do you think that? And I was like, you know what? I kind of like peach flavored things.
I, I don't know if I'd like peaches on my ribs, but I think I got a couple of ways I can get them to have that sweet taste without putting peaches on it. Everybody can do their own thing though, you know. Everybody got their own deal.
J-
That's my oh man, you got my son-in-law on here.
oh, really?
Jaro Marinovich.
I've never met a Jaro before.
Jaro.
Jaro.
Yeah, Jaro.
Jaro.
Yeah. That's my son-in-law. Man, you got all kind of people tuning in.
Man, well, this is what happens. Like when Charles Alexander jumps on PHL, he sells seasonings, and then number two, he brings out the celebs. We have Mr. Butler in here. We got Jaro, and I don't know,
John Butler.
Mr. Sibley Butler in here.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
will say this about Mr. Butler now, but Mr. Butler is a giver. He will write a check he loves LSU. He'll write a check to LSU in a minute. And I've always admired that about him. He gives back. You know?
And I like this right here. Jaro, hit me up, man. I like that. Liverpool. There you go. I'm so glad that Jaro is a red. That's good, man.
So that's what that is. That's a little secret. Okay.
Yeah. So this is my favorite European soccer team, Liverpool. And
Jaro plays soccer. So yes, nobody.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
Cool. Well,
That's the connection. That's the connection.
Yeah, tell Jaro to follow me on Instagram, Power Hour LSU, or Carter the Power, either one. I'm gonna send him a bunch of photos. So me and my fiance just got engaged, and we went to go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and we went to go see a match. We actually got to go to Anfield, and it's like the size. It's like Tiger Stadium, but over there. It was just nuts seeing all the fans and all the stuff. It's just crazy. And ironically, Houston's a big soccer city in and of itself, right? So with the Dynamo there. So yeah, you gotta love it. So a few more for you. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. It's good for me to get to see some of your family in here. That's obviously phenomenal. It is running back week. I'm still doing a bunch of deep dives. Yesterday, we did a piece on running back size. How, like, for you, you weren't like Fournette big, but you were especially for that era, you were a unit to bring down. Like, did you feel like that helped you, your physicality?
Yeah, but in high school, I could kind of get away with that.
Okay.
In college and in the NFL, I had to learn how to give a leg and take it back. You couldn't run over everybody. You had to have a little, you have to have a little shiftiness about you. But I don't know why though. I prefer to run over somebody. I just like that. I just got a kick out of getting a DB, sizing him up, and making him wish that he'd never tried to tackle me.
There you go. I love it. Chalk outline them, baby. Let's go. I like it. And then, as far as, running backs moving forward, how much do you think the position has changed now that, everything is like just wide open, more passing oriented, more spread type of offenses? How does that change for running backs in your mind?
Well, if you study the draft, well, not even study, if you just notice the draft, back in the 70s and 80s, you would always see a running back taken in the first round, maybe even the first pick of the draft. Running backs, it was a position where you wanted some of your best players or your best guys that you drafted. You wanted to go after the top running backs. Every team wanted a running back, a bell cow, a Earl Campbell, a Walter Payton, George Rogers, Louisiana, with the Saints. So now sometimes it's at the end of the draft before I don't know if they even miss. I'm trying to think back. The last couple of drafts, running backs, some of them didn't go until like the 28th, 29th pick of the first round, which is totally different. Back in my era, running backs were at, you top 5 picks, one of them were going to be a running back, or the top 10 picks, 2 of them were going to be running backs. I was a 12-player pick in the first round, even though Cincinnati had 2 picks in the top 12 picks of the first round. And the third pick, they had the third pick and they had the 12th pick. And the third pick they used to draft a quarterback out of Washington, Jack Thompson. And the 12th pick, they drafted me. And I was really shocked to be drafted by Cincinnati because out of all the teams in the NFL, Cincinnati was one team that I hadn't heard from them. They never interviewed me. They didn't work me out. So I was like, well, they're not interested. I'm not going to Cincinnati. And next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call from Cincinnati. And they told me they drafted me and when could I get up there and be interviewed. I was just shocked. But back then, I heard I was it's a big deal now, it's ESPN and
Yeah.
all the, guys wearing these fancy suits. And when I got drafted, I was in my 1-bedroom apartment listening to the radio, and I heard it on the radio. So it's a little different. Yeah, it wasn't even televised back then.
That's nuts.
Can you believe that? Yeah.
I couldn't imagine you like saying, everyone, shh. That's cool.
Yeah. The thing was a little frustrating to me was, I had a phone in my little apartment. There were no cell phones back then.
Yeah.
I had a phone in my apartment, and we didn't have call waiting either. So we just had a phone. I just had a phone with a direct line, but my phone kept ringing, and it was my friends calling me. Have you been drafted yet? Have you been? And I'd be real short with them. No, I haven't been drafted yet, but I got to get off the phone so I can get drafted. Boom. That happened about 10 times. And Cincinnati called me. I was kind of rude because I thought it was another one of my friends calling me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have liked playing in like a modern day? Because like you said, you at the NFL level in your senior year, we just saw your stats a minute ago. You became more of a pass catcher. It's a completely different position now, almost.
Yeah, it is. It is. Running backs have to be able to block. They have to be able to. They definitely have to be able to incorporate their game into the passing game, uh, not just to go out for a pass. But you got to read defenses. You got to linebackers, pick up blitzing linebackers. You definitely don't want to get the quarterback hurt. You do that, you're going to be on that bench. So,
Right.
especially all the money they're paying quarterbacks now. So it's a totally different game. But
Yeah.
and back in the day, it was two running backs in the backfield. Now most of the time it's only one. So it's totally different.
Yeah. Shout out to Black Goatee and his lovely wife B, saying, "Hey, Mr. Charles, I want to say thank you for taking the time to hang with us. It is truly an honor." So I wanted to ask you this: John Emery coming into his senior season. I'm sure you followed his career, and you're somewhat familiar. Also, John Emery wears your jersey number. He wears number 4. Okay, sure that means something to you, Charles. So, what would you, if you were in a mentor position, you might have spoken to him before. I don't know.
No, I've never met him yet. I haven't met him.
Yeah, what would you say to him now that he had this full year off, and now he's going into the senior season, new coaching staff, probably some youth on offense. What would you say to him going into this year to get his mind right, ready for this upcoming big year for him personally?
I think the thing that I would tell him, first thing I would tell him, well, I'd like to, and I need to do this. I would go out there and watch him practice and see what kind of effort he gave on the practice field. And that was the first thing I would probably tell him and say, you need to work harder than, if you think you're working hard, work harder than that. Just keep work, just wear yourself out on the practice field. Then when the game comes, everything will come natural. When the game comes, you won't get tired if they give you the ball 30 or 40 times a game. So back when I was at LSU, I had a running back coach. I don't know, he's 4-year era, Coach Jerry Stovall.
Yeah.
I didn't like him during the week because he'd yell and scream at me and be in my ear. A couple of times I'd run a play, and after 10 yards, I'd run back, try to run back to the huddle. He would make me run 30, 40 yards down the field and then come back. I did like that, but it paid off, it really paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see him play. I think he's gonna, turn up, turn out, and hopefully win a lot of football games on the back of number 4.
I think he will. I like he's a very shifty back. His hands are natural. He catches the ball with his hands. I like his style. He kind of reminds me of a Tony Dorsett.
I like it.
Yeah, he's got that shiftiness to him, and I like the way he runs and controls his body. He's a little bit bigger than Tony, but that's who he reminds me of.
Fingers crossed he's that good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would love to see him do half of what Tony did, but yeah, he's. I'm expecting a big year out of him. I'd be disappointed if he didn't have a big year.
Yeah. Well, Charles, we really appreciate you hanging out for an hour.
Oh man, how time flies.
Yeah, I was having a good time. I said I'm not going to keep him too long, about 30 minutes. But we were able to go an hour. Good to get to meet some of your family. Jaro just followed me on social media, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. Once again, thanks to Jared. He dropped a nice Venmo to show some love to the conversation. Come On Man Seasoning. Make sure you check it out. And Charles, before we let you go, is there anything you would like to say to Tiger Nation before we speak to you again, hopefully down the road?
Well, only thing I want to say to Tiger Nation is let's hang in there and let's be patient. I would love to win the national championship next year, but that's probably not going to happen. let's just hang in there and go Tigers.
Lovely daughter Nicole. I was going to save this comment there at the end. Look at that.
All right.
Super dad. Super dad.
That's my oldest daughter.
That's good. That's good.
That's my Harvard Law School daughter.
Harvard Law School.
Yeah, she's a graduate from Harvard Law School. She got that from her mom, not me.
That is really cool, Nicole. I had a 2.7 GPA, so I am not Harvard material. That's why I decided to move on. Once again, Ty Davis Price, we'd love to have him, but Mr. Price, if you want to just be friends of mine, feel free to shoot me an email, powerhourlsu@gmail.com. Doug, thank you so much for showing some love here. And Charles, thank you so much for spending some time with us this evening. And until next time, my friend, we will talk soon.
Appreciate it, man. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Let's go. Right. Once again, that was Charles Alexander, one of the many great conversations we've had on PHL. I want to shout out Nicole, Jaro, a lot of the family. Good to have TDP and TDP's dad be a part of this tonight. Always very lucky. I don't know what it is. The running back position always draws us in. I don't know why. We've always had a special connection. We have a few former high school running backs that played at a high level that watch the channel, which is obviously good. College running backs, all of that. It is running back week on PHL. And I'm not going to lie, as much research I've been doing on running backs to get all of this put together, there will be nothing that I will do that will top that conversation. It was a lot of fun. Now, what was really cool about the conversation is we actually don't talk a whole lot of vintage LSU on here. Part of it is that, all of us can experience modern era stuff together, but it was good to hear what college football was like then. Like, I don't know what my favorite part of this conversation was. The draft radio stuff was hilarious. Obviously, Nicole, we got to have these ribs. Here's the thing, okay? So Charles doesn't know this, but at the end of every video I do, and Nicole, you don't know this, Jarl, you don't know this, so I'm speaking to you too, and a lot of our new viewers, Mr. Price. I talk about food all the time on this channel. You can go watch the end of every video I've ever done. I say what I am having for dinner. So when people come on here and say, I make the best ribs in America, get to learn more about you, Mr. Butler. I love it. When you say, I make the best ribs in America, America's a big place. There's a gazillion cooking shows. You might. Hey, Alexander the Great. If your nickname is Alexander the Great, you have to be great, probably have more than one thing. So we're a big foodie channel. I'm chunky. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm still one of the slowest soccer players in the history of my school, which is why I didn't play college. But I just love food. So I've got to try these ribs. I could think of all the great stories he told. The story about choosing between LSU and Houston, a recruiting visit. Normally, a recruiting visit is a gazillion different visits, and you have 1,000 different hats that you have to choose from. But Charles Alexander's recruiting visit was, you got to either right now jump in this car or jump in this car. And you better have all your crap with you because we're not coming back. That is crazy. It was so great. Huh? Actually, there was something kind of crazy I wanted to share with you. Let me see. I got it back in here. It's in the back. There it is. This is actually one of my favorite autograph cards right here. Charles Alexander's autograph. I don't remember when I got this, but it's one of my favorite cards I have in my collection. I'll keep it really there, right there. and I forgot to ask Charles. I'm actually sending him a bunch of stuff. I send stuff to all of our guests. There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Price. I will be in contact soon. Pretty excited about that. I actually, what's funny is I love seeing parents of players that watch our channel. I believe Cordell Flott's mom watched our channel last year because we did some film breakdowns of Cordell Flott. That was a lot of fun. And a dream of mine is to get TDP on there to talk about the Florida game. Let's be honest. The Florida game was epic. I don't care if the blocking was absolutely perfect. I don't care. When you rush for 287 yards against a Power 5 team like Florida, you're a beast. There's no other way around it. You're a beast. You had to have Tiger Vision back when Charles Alexander played. I know, Jacob, I wanted to show that to Charles. Had to have that good antenna. Doug, thank you for your super chat. I really do appreciate it. Now, here's what we're going to do, okay? Interview was great, okay? You notice what Charles Alexander said. You all can have your own personal opinion about LSU football. I do. A lot of you do. There is no reason, okay, to be torn up, okay, about Derek Williams going to Texas. That's why normally I don't do videos on Tuesday night, the night of the live stream, okay? Charles Alexander just gave us one of the best interviews we'll ever do, okay? Oh, look at this. Another one of our past interviews, Mr. Van Lathan. What's up, Van? Good to see you. Charles just gave us one of our best interviews. We've never had a bad interview. Every interview we've ever had has been A+. I really do mean it, okay? I've had bad videos. I've never had a bad interview. You can watch all of them. All of them are good. I promise you, okay? This one's up there. Slade Roy last week. It's going to be tough to top Slade Roy. Charles Alexander might have just done it, okay? Now, the reason why I did a separate video for the Derek Williams thing is that I'm so glad we were able to have an hour-long conversation where we didn't talk about recruiting, okay? Now, here's the thing. I like recruiting. I like keeping up with recruiting. But guys and gals of PHL, as much as I like to talk about it, as much as I like to research it, as much as I'm still thinking about Charles Alexander sharing his recruiting story, I can't do it anymore. This idea that we need to melt down over one player's decision. Because if you were mad about Arch Manning not picking LSU, you don't keep up with recruiting. You don't keep up with it well enough to know that he was never going to go to LSU. Eli Holstein, same thing, right? Like that, LSU just wasn't going to be there for them. They got him on campus. All right. I can understand being a little frustrated about Derek Williams. It's still one player. It's still one player. Okay? Now, if you melt down over Shelton Sampson, that's a little bit different. If you melt down over Lance Hurd, it's a little bit different. Okay, those guys have heavy LSU leans. That means LSU did something wrong in the process. Okay? Then that would also mean a really high number of Louisiana guys are going to non-LSU schools. Okay? But I did the video today because, look, I love it when you guys send me messages. I love when you guys send me Instagrams, Twitter. I'm going to be honest, I'm not able to get to all of them all the time, okay? But I was flooded today with these Derek Williams comments. So that's why I did the video before this, because I didn't want it to get brought up. And I'm going to bring it up now because we've already done the conversation, All right. Don't freak out over this. You guys know I will shoot you straight when bad stuff happened to LSU. Okay. All subscribers over, me being critical of Edwards run last year. I will be as honest as I possibly can. Derek Williams is a really special talent. And the likelihood that he's going to be really good no matter where he goes is going to be really freaking high. He's really good. Okay. But it's one player on the less important side of the football where you have two safeties committed. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. Sorry, it's not. It is an objective truth. But Carter, what about all the 4 and 5 stars? Have you checked recruiting rankings lately? You want to know what the truth about recruiting throughout college football? I looked at this last night. Most of the SEC schools aren't killing it. Most of them are not killing it. The schools that are killing it right now, you want to know who's killing it? All non-SEC powers. Ohio State, Notre Dame, so on and so on. Clemson, whatever. They're doing a great job. I got to shout out Leon. I don't think anyone's done a better job than Miami. I'm going to be honest. I don't think anyone's done better than Miami. Mario going from one coast to the next, recruiting a different type of athlete. He's killing it right now. Got to give Mario a lot of credit. Stop it with this end of the world nonsense. Let a coach actually coach a game. Let a coach actually coach a freaking game first. You just heard Charles Alexander mention this a minute ago. As much as we love reminiscing about the past tonight, college football is way different now. Okay? And I'll go back to this part of the conversation. I wish I could just replay it right now. Where Alexander said, hey, I have a choice. I got to go in this car or I got to go in this car, and that's where we're going to go. And I got to choose. Imagine how different recruiting is now with cell phones, constant communication, so on and so on. So what does that tell you? With the transfer portal being the way that it is now, recruiting has completely changed. And keep in mind, right? No matter what we think of name, image, and likeness, no matter what we think about the transfer portal, keep this in mind that we don't have a large enough sample of college football with these two new rules for us to make any sweeping conclusions about any type of recruiting. Okay? And let me give you a third rule here that has completely changed the game of college football. There is a third rule, the 85 scholarship limit. Okay? The 85 scholarship limit has changed everything. You could sign as many kids in a class as you want. That's going to change the sport. All right? The conferences are changing. The playoff expansion is inevitable. Texas and Oklahoma is joining the conference. I know we every year we say college football's changing, college football's changing, college football's changing. There's no more radical change in the sport that has happened from now and the past couple of seasons, okay? The style of play has changed, offensively and defensively. The types of coaches have changed. The athlete power has changed. Athletes have more leverage financially and just mobility-wise. So to make sweeping conclusions, first off, about recruiting before this past year was silly. And now it's even more silly. Don't panic. I am not a rose-colored glasses kind of guy. You guys know I will say the truth when it's time to talk when I put the camera on. Okay? Don't call kids must-get recruits. It's wrong. No kid's a must-get recruit. Never has been a must-get recruit. Never will be a must-get recruit. Okay? Now, there are transcendent players, right? Like, we needed Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to win a national championship. But as I mentioned in the video, we didn't treat those guys as absolutely must-get recruits. No one expected those guys to be two of the best to ever walk on a college football field. You don't know that. Nobody knows that, right? Now, I'll acknowledge that 5-star players, I have the data right here. There's only been 2 Louisiana 5-stars of the 30-plus Louisiana 5-stars that did nothing as players. Absolutely nothing. Only 2. So you do have a high floor when you actually land one. But it's still fine. Relax. Okay? Like Sherry Berry said. Now, I do think there's a few things that could help LSU and could hurt LSU. Maybe the powers that be want LSU fans to fear being missed out. Let me explain. Do you think Nick Saban just really wanted to take a shot at Jimbo Fisher? Charles mentioned it in the interview, how bizarre that was. Do you really think Nick Saban wanted to take a shot at him? No. Where he made those comments were at an Alabama business leader meeting. He was trying to get them in line to say, look, we need this to be done. Ryan Day, the best non-SEC program is Ohio State. Ryan Day explicitly saying, hey, I need no less than $13 million a year. Maybe LSU wants people to panic so they can get in line, pull a Gordon McKernan and say, look, we got to get as many kids signed up as possible. Now, I will say this, my relationship with Anthony Starr Presley, he's helping out. I guarantee you he's helping out. It's a big reason why I've teamed up with him because it's his motivations. Like, I trusted this guy to get my engagement ring done. Most beautiful engagement ring I've ever seen. Those aren't just my words. Those are everybody where Haley goes, or her engagement ring. Okay, that's why I support him, because he has supported LSU players, right? I'm not just going to sign someone just to do it. Very thorough when in those avenues, right? There's people that are trying to do the right thing, but maybe the Derek Williams thing is a kick in the rear to people saying, look, we got to catch up. But at the same time, I don't think LSU is like grasping for air here. Saban was motivating. All right. Now, I know a few of you are mentioning other LSU media members in the chat. I know pretty much everyone in the LSU media sphere. I don't know Jordy too well. I do listen to his interviews. His interviews are good, really good. Honestly, his Tyron Matthew interview was really good. But I didn't see. I don't know if he said something on the show this morning. I don't know. Obviously I have friends in the LSU media sphere, Blake, Jay Hill, and a lot of others, right? And I think there's a lot of really talented people. So I can't really speak to what Jordy said this morning or whatnot, but I can say this. One player's not skies falling kind of stuff, right? Now, if Derek Williams was trending towards LSU and he got flipped, then that is panic. If Eli Holstein and Arch Manning grew up wanting to play for LSU, it's a different story. Okay? Same thing with Tackett Curtis. Okay? Same thing. Don't panic. Not just saying that, just say it. Don't panic. Calm down. Now, if Shelton Sampson or Lance Hurd, it's a little bit different because those are heavy LSU leans. All right? Something else I think happened with and Chris and I talked about this. And by the way, Super Chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, I'll go straight to your top if you want to talk something else. I'll happily do it. You guys know this is my favorite thing to do is live streams, getting to hang out with you. Hung out with the motherfucking legend tonight, College Football Hall of Famer, Alexander the Great. The good thing, though, is when you do miss out on Louisiana elites, that may or may not open up slots for hungry LSU players. It may open up some slots for some guys that really want those slots. They really want to play at LSU. Sometimes you can't match the hunger of a Louisiana 3-star. Just can't do it. Now, I would take Derek Williams over every Louisiana 3-star and twice on Sunday. But that's not the point. Not the point. Yeah, I just don't go to Bama. Huh? Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. Trust me. If you knew some of the Eli Ricks comments and messages I've gotten, not from fans, but from people actually involved with the program. You know what's funny about this is whenever a player transfers, players aren't normally that angry. They just aren't. You know, these guys, they know those kids are just trying to do what they feel is best for them. And I'm normally like that. But that one was a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, look, I can't do it. I can't do it. This interview came at the perfect time because I didn't want to talk about this at the beginning of the live stream. It was a good palate cleanser. I'll tell you this, Charles Alexander's not worried about it. Let's see here. Need to get this thing in a sleeve. There we go. But yeah, I don't believe anybody's getting 7.5 million. I don't. I really don't. Maybe over the course of like 4 years, that's a little bit more plausible. But yeah. I just love that Charles's son-in-law is a Liverpool fan. I've been trying to convert a lot of you, or get you guys into Liverpool Football Club. I love it. Which aisle is Kelly shopping down these days? Freeman is shopping the gourmet aisle. I'm gonna be. I have no idea what this comment is saying at all. Like, it doesn't shock me because you have a Bored Ape NFT. So, I mean, if there's anything you know a lot about, it's losing a lot of money. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this means. But welcome to the channel, Who Dat. and enjoy your cartoon there. I'm sure LSU can muster 100,000 fans to donate $100 a year with the big timers doing their deal. It's not complicated. People just need to know where to send it. $100 a year. So what is that? That's $8 a month. I'm still trying to figure out the gourmet aisle thing. I and you guys know I'm open to fans from different fan bases. Top in the chat. But I'm just trying to figure out the gourmet aisle thing. I'm really perplexed by this comment. But I'll say this about Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is killing it on the recruiting trail. A lot of good official visits, a lot of good lands. They're doing really good stuff. They got the kid from Michigan for 2024. So they plan for not landing Dante Moore. I give Marcus Freeman a lot of credit. Guy is just crushing it right now. And right now in 2023, they are. I mean, I'll acknowledge it. I mean, not going to change the fact that they're never going to win 11 games. But we shall see. We shall see. And by the way, if you do NFTs, all the power to you. I trust me, some of my cards have lost money in this recession itself. So, yeah. Chris, let me give you an answer. Give us a place to send money. Well, Venmo, Cash App at Card of the Power. Hit me up. So I do have to shout out, Chris, before I answer this question, I'm going to give you a shocking answer to this question. Okay? But first, let me show some love to my guy, Rick. This is Rick right here in Tennessee. Look at Rick right here. Rocking the PHL merch. He is a new member of the PHL T-shirt club. And you know you want to be a member of the PHL T-shirt club. I mean, Chris, look at you. Look at you, Chris. You would look absolutely fantastic in a PHL T-shirt club with that wonderful bookcase in the background. That looks like a bookcase where Adam Schefter does his ESPN hits in front of, right? Why does every ESPN commentator have to have a perfectly shelved bookcase in the background? Doesn't make it look smart. I'm kidding. Shefty, don't come after me. But yeah, Creek's a part of the PHL T-shirt club. Jacob, big time member of the PHL T-shirt club. LA Mom, PHL T-shirt club member. Gotta love it. Let me see here. King Ulysses? Let's do it. PHL T-shirt club. Let's go. Frank, what's good? 4-0 September with all national media attention will help with recruiting. Absolutely. Everybody welcome Frank McCatry to the PHL Nation. Let me see some clap emojis for Frank. We want to make all our new PHLers welcome. Look at Jay Chillin in here. Now that's a true Notre Dame fan right there. He comes with some heat. need some clap emojis to make Frank feel good. Look at this photo, man. I love the water in the background. Got the LSU. I love this. Great photo. Look at this. I got some great newbies with some great avatars, and some of you still rock the letter avatar. Okay? People. I want to see your face. I want to see you feel great about life. Sherry Berry avatar. Look at this. Lovely avatar. Oh, we got the cross in the background. We got the pink roses. Look at Sherry Berry. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those smiles. Love it. Parker, first timer. Everyone welcome Parker. You're a first timer. I don't care about the letter avatar thing, but I love to see your beautiful faces. Okay? Or your dogs. Either one. And that's true, Frank. Win. Okay? So, Chris, to answer your question, do I think in the next month LSU will pick up some recruiting steam? Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Let me answer it this way, though. Okay? And this probably isn't how you want me to answer it. So let me put Chris back up here in a second. Once again, Vibo Cash App Super Chat, that goes straight to your question. You want to join the PHL T-shirt club, the bottom scroll is right there. Just follow the instructions there. Good stuff. Now, to answer Chris's question here, I don't care. Because what does it matter that LSU picks it up in recruiting over the next month? All right, Master. Oh, I didn't. I do it right. The Master. He was in here. Him and Mick were two of our first commenters. Good to see both of you, along with Jared. Good night, Master Blessed. We'll see you on Thursday night. Crossing my fingers. I know it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna ask. Hopefully, Thursday night running back week, we get Ty Davis Price on the channel. Now that would be great. I'd go crazy. Love me some TDP. You know what's interesting? I saw a stat where TDP last year was one of the... Okay, this is a very complicated stat. Okay. I saw last year where TDP was one of the best running backs in college football when it comes to getting hit within a yard of first contact. So in other words, he was a lot better when he got stuffed than your average running back. So what does that tell you? That once he started getting better blocking, he was going to be fine. But anyway, to answer Chris's question, do you think LSU heats up in recruiting over the next month? It doesn't really matter for this reason, right? Commitments normally don't decommit. When you commit, more often than not, you're going to sign. I think it's like 80%. I'd have to look it back up. But when a recruit commits, you're normally going to sign that player. Okay? But all I care about is winning and putting a decent product on the field. Recruits will sign then. Okay? So, heating up over the next month is Lance Hurd, Shelton Sampson, Dante Moore. That'd be the dream scenario. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Let's go to Rob here. Got to shout out Rob. You know, I always spend time talking about one of our biggest supporters, Rob. One of the best profile avatars. So we got the LSU hat, got the lovely significant other in the background. Look at that. I think Hey would love those lime green nails. That's great. I'm gonna tell Haley to do lime green next time. Did you see where Miles and Max are rooming at the Manning camp? That's really cool. You know, they're friends. when you're in the same position room, kids quickly become friends. So that's good. I'm not going to, we've talked a lot about Max recently. I wish Max a good bill of health. That guy played hurt for us last year, and I give him a lot of credit. So we'll see. Need some kid size shirts, brother. I'll work on it. It's all good, Jay Chillin. It's all good. You used to get a little trolly. You used to get a little trolly. You guys know I'm we have Leon in here. He's a Miami Hurricane. Like, oh, hey, Leon, if you're still in here, I want to ask Leon a question really quickly. I don't know if Leon's still in here or not. Did you guys see this today that the ACC is starting to change up its schedule? Okay, it's moving to the permanent 3 team and getting rid of the divisions. Okay, so there you go. Patreon and PHL chat updates. Patreon will be releasing later this week, and I'll explain why I am releasing it either Friday or next week after the 4th. It's how they do things. It's a little bit different than YouTube. So here's the thing with that. I'm making sure I'm learning the platform thoroughly because, I am a one-man band. So I've reached out to a few other Patreoners, and they are helping me. So there you go. I like those positive reports by Kyron Lacey. That's good. He had a rough spring game, and I'm glad to see him having a good man in camp. Carter, did you get your FSU tickets? I will be down there for the game. I'm not actually going to the game. We are working on getting myself a venue for some pregame hangout. I want to do New Orleans because I do think a lot of you will be in New Orleans for the game. I wanted to try and do Southern the next week, but more than likely I am just going to be in New Orleans for the opener. I'm not actually going to get to go to the game because I want to do the pregame and halftime and all that stuff. So yeah, LG, I get to finally meet you. I'm really excited to meet you, the wife, the kiddos here. You have been a long-time supporter. I really appreciate all your Venmos and support over the years. Okay, let's go to Parker here. Oh, look at this avatar. There you go. That's a lot better. Welcome to the channel, Parker. Everyone make Parker feel welcome. I do need to get with Jared. I'm going to try and do a PHL, ironically, Alabama meetup because there are a lot of you in the Mobile region. And Haley's got family there. So there you go. I hope I didn't scare Frank off getting you guys to welcome him. So there you go. Parker, that is great, Greedy. Can't beat Greedy Williams, man. One of the greats. It's kind of strange. Like when we're talking about Charles Alexander, right? There's so many great LSU corners that, you'll not mention Greedy Williams amongst the best of the best LSU corners, but he would be the best corner at a lot of schools. It's crazy, right? Greedy was a beast. No, thanks, Carvis, for the heads up. Carvis, I hate you, man. You could have hit me up, man. I wouldn't have been able to make it, but it would have been nice to, hit me up, bro. Welcome back, Carvis. I know you're super busy. PhD stuff. I know that stuff can get intense. Good to see you again, my friend. Oh, you're the only guy wearing his jersey entire season besides his dad. Yeah, and what's interesting is you're wearing the gold variation of the jersey, so you're a real Greedy Williams fan. Look at this. We're just getting – I was just in Shreveport not too long ago, And, we have a bunch of new Shreveport viewers. Shane Cheatham. Love me some Shane Cheatham. Got a lot of North Louisiana love. You guys, I could, Jacob, of course, Houghton, shout out to Houghton. I love North Louisiana. I really do. Like, what was the name of the seafood place I had there? It was like a very simple name, and it was just so good. I'd have to get a hey in here. So yeah. Oh, I get to meet Carvis for the Florida State game. That'd be cool. That's good. Let's see here. Oh man. All right, everyone shout out where you're watching from. Come on. Hey, there you are. Hey. Let me know where you're watching from. Hey. Bring she was good the other night. Guys, we're gonna have Tartar for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
What's that, Tar? Tar!
She's mad.
She's mad. Look at the baby.
Baby.
All right, everyone say goodnight to the babies.
All right, here, give me Z.
Hey, our guest tonight said they make the best ribs on the planet.
Oh, got tough competition.
But are they better than your dad's ribs?
I wouldn't know. I don't eat many. You can test that out.
Ugh! I can't go to a public place. What's happening there? Quarantining, potentially. Or, I don't know, signal for help if you need me to come get you in Dallas. I'd love to go to Dallas. I don't know if Pierce is still in here. Shout out Velvet Taco. Lake Ozark, Missouri, 318-504, North Louisiana. Houghton, Sherry Berry, you're in Hope Hole, Alabama. How far is that from like Mobile? John Sibley Butler in Austin. Shout out. I love Pineville, Louisiana. I do. Nicole is still in here. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know what I'm going to do. If the daughter of the man of the hour is a diehard PHLer, are you kidding me? That is exciting. But honestly, Nicole, I'm sure you're lovely. We learned a lot about Nicole tonight, okay? Harvard grad? Are you kidding me? Nicole, are you kidding me? That's really cool. Everyone welcome Nicole. So she's a fan of PHL, not just a fan of her legendary dad. That's cool. Thank you so much, Nicole. Me and your husband got to watch a Liverpool game together. I'm so glad that Jaro is red. I love it. I'm going to be sending some stuff to your dad. I'll send him some Liverpool stuff. So we learned tonight, Harvard grad. That's cool. That's so cool. It really is cool. Gulfport. So cool, man. So it's just south of Montgomery. That's cool. Hope Hull, Alabama. Dang, Sherry, right in the heart of Crimson Tide country. So Montgomery, Alabama. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know Alabama. I think I just need to do a PHL tour of Alabama. Now I don't know how much. I don't know how well that would advertise in Alabama. Atlanta, Georgia. They also have Velvet Taco. I love it. Perryville, Arkansas. Shout out Perryville. I love it. I can't wait to meet Rob. Me and Rob can't wait. Rob's got some of the best. There he is. What's up, Frank? From Winsboro. Shout out Winsboro. But in Norfolk, Virginia, Nova, VA. Let's go. Ooh, Sherry. We need to come rescue Sherry. Blink twice if you need help. In the middle of the Bammers and the Barners. That is crazy, though. Like, Nicole, I kind of just want to interview you now. Okay. Blame your dad. Blame your dad, Nicole. But really hard? That is so nuts to me. Like, I don't think I wouldn't know what to do if I sat in a classroom where I know everyone in the classroom is so smart. That is so cool that you reach that level, the pinnacle of education. That is so cool. Right? And I'm guessing you're probably an athlete yourself too. That is so cool. I like to get to know our viewers, especially, the daughter and son-in-law of Charles Alexander. That's so cool. It's really cool. God, that's so cool. That's so cool. It's amazing, like how, like, it's just crazy. See, Billy, what's up, Billy? Billy updated the photo. Let's check out this photo here, Billy. I like it. We got we got a denim jacket, man, and a cream orange shirt. That's good, man. That shape up is nice. That is a nice shape up right there, Billy. And you got this going on. The only issue, I'm trying to figure out what this backdrop is. Like, where are we striking a pose such as this? That is great. I love it. I love it. Oh, Billy, I love it. Denim jackets, though. You guys and gals that rock the denim jackets. Like, I would sweat like crazy. So we want to welcome in our new viewers, Nicole, Frank. I want to make sure I get everybody here. Jaro, shout out Jaro. John Sibley, you've been with us for a while. Good to know more about you and your the walk-on story. That's really cool. Shout out to you, John Sibley. I love getting to learn the history. What was it, John Sibley, that Charles informed us? You were the first black walk-on basketball player at LSU. That's so cool. That's excellent. Here we go. That's awesome. It really is cool. John Sibley has been commenting and been one of our sharpest commenters for a while now. It's really cool, man. I love getting to know a lot more about all of you. Mobile, Alabama. There you go. PHL fan for life. That's good, man. Try straight to Alabama on trips. You know what's interesting about this? That's cool, John. That's cool. I love getting to learn history because like with you, we all know the story of Collis Temple, right? And the Temple name is like arguably the biggest non-Maravich Shaq Pettit name in basketball history. And it's just crazy, right? When you think Collis Temple, you think LSU legend, and his son, and both of his sons, right? That's so cool. Really, really is cool. Tiger Band. That's dope. That's dope. As I shared later in last live stream, I was a football and band member. That's cool. That's cool. So, oh yeah, so Temple's family. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, that's cool. The Harvard thing is so interesting. I'm lucky in my family to have a few Ivy Leaguers as well. So I know how difficult it is to like get into those schools. Now, what's interesting is we made this joke before, like when Ryan Fitzpatrick was a quarterback and he just retired, like every single broadcast was Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard, like every time, and it's like, yeah, okay, we get it. He went to Harvard, huh? But it's crazy. Like if people knew how difficult it is to get in there, it's nuts. So let's see. Speaking of which, where did all of you go to school? Right, and we'll get back into LSU stuff if you want. If you want to chat LSU, I'll go straight to the next LSU question. Okay, Super Chat, Venmo, Cash App. Drop that question in, and I'll go ahead and do the 5-minute thing. I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can. If you went to college, let me know where you went to college. I'm kind of curious about this. Did most of you go to LSU? Did you go somewhere else? Did you just go to trade school? I have a lot of respect for that. The Bisons. Southwood High, Shreveport. Let's go. Hammond High, 93. Howard. Look at Skipper showing some love to Mr. Butler. I love it. Shout out to Skipper, man. He's one of the most uplifting people in here. LA Mom. Look at you. Is this you dancing on Broadway? Who is this dancing on Broadway? I can't see the photo zoomed out. LSU BR. Wait, Rob, did you really go to Texas A&M? The School of Hard Knocks. Jacob, that's all good, man. You're here right now. You're breathing. 10 toes down, man. Southern Mississippi. That's your son. Look at that. Look at the height on this jump. And I'm a big Broadway fan. I've seen Hairspray, The Producers, Lion King, 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, Book of Mormon, Hairspray. I think I've seen Rent, seen Les Mis. I'm a big Broadway nut. I love it. I haven't been in a long time. So yeah, I love Broadway. Like I know like the big one now is the one that I know like the big one now is the one with like Hugh Jackman in it. LSU undergrad, PhD Northwestern University in Evanston, Professor McComb School of Business, the University of Texas. That's cool. Yeah, so Charles mentioned you're a professor at Texas. That's really cool. I know. That's so cool, John Sibley. I need to come sit in one of your lectures. Professor John. I like that. I love it. You know what's crazy? Like, everyone says go to like Franklin's Barbecue in Austin. I promise you, top 5 meals I've ever had at a restaurant is Terry Black's Barbecue in Austin. And they took me out back to where they smoked it. Like if you ask, they'll take you out back to where they're putting together the briskets. And what's interesting, I love seeing how things work. I love learning what you guys do for professions and all that. Y'all, I cried when they opened up and I got to see like 100 briskets, but they weren't cooking any. They were preparing the brisket for the next day. And how much money that probably cost to pay like the 4 pit masters in the back to like keep those grills running or those pits running. It's nuts. High school, Madrid, Spain. North Carolina for 1 semester, tour MCL and MCL. That'll do it. Dr. Butler, you need to add Nunez community. That's cool. Man. Dude, it's that. And John, I was just driving around Austin and I just went to the first barbecue place. And that's the only one I've had. But that one was so good. Like, I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever eaten anything that good. Like, barbecue related, that was so good. Now I know like there's like Blue Oaks in New Orleans. It's supposed to be pretty good. I gotta check that out. Regent University in Virginia Beach is good. University of Florida Health Shands. It's good. That's cool. That's good. Wait, I got to know more about this. I started watching PHL from a prison dorm on a contraband phone. Now, here's what I'll say. If you feel comfortable sharing more about this, feel free to do so. But however you discover the channel, that's obviously a really cool thing. You never know who's watching. You never know where someone's watching from. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, that's nuts. That's one of the craziest things. I'm glad I was able to reach you, Kyle. I'm glad you're part of the community. And that's cool. Work for patient experience at the UF Health Shands. Okay. 20 months. There you go, Kyle. I love it. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. Dr. Butler, did you also serve in Vietnam, a fellow brother in arms? Trust me, Chris has encyclopedic knowledge. Chris and I are kind of wired the same way. Once we see and learn about something new, we want to know every last little thing about that one thing. I'm like that. I know Chris is as well. That's good, Kyle. Well, Kyle, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Like I said, we're all here for LSU football. All right. I'm glad to be a part of the journey. Pretty historic night for the channel. Our first college football Hall of Famer on the channel. Once again, fingers crossed for TDP on Thursday night. Maybe we get lucky, maybe we don't. You know, someone I would like to get on the channel is Harold Perkins. I'd love to get Perk on here. Carter, you gave me something to do. My whole Jose brother. Really don't know how much I appreciate your content. Appreciate you, Kyle. Appreciate you. Shoot me a message anytime on any social media platform. Would love to get to know more about you. All good, man. Yes, I am a decorated Vietnam veteran. That's cool. Dang. So we learned a lot about John Sibley Butler. Like, it's kind of cool. We thought we would learn a lot about Charles Alexander. We did. But we also learned a lot about his family. Jaro, Nicole. That was obviously really, really cool. We also learned a lot about John Sibley Butler. God, it was great. It was so great. So there you go. Let's see here. Texting Charles right now. Send me a very nice message. It's good. Thank you for your service, Mr. Butler. Yes, sir. Really cool stuff. Thank you for everything you've done. King Ulysses. That's good. So I wonder, John Sibley Butler, if you're related to my great grandfather, Leo Stanley Butler. You might be. I don't know. I don't know. I should probably know more. Cliff's part of my family, so he probably knows more than I do. But yeah, so Baton Rouge has the Leo Stanley Butler Community Center. It's by Hilltop Barbershop. Used to get my hair cut there. And it's like probably a mile or so, mile and a half, 2 miles away from LSU's campus. So you never know. Louisiana, you'll never know who you're related to. So there you go. JSB. Yeah. Honorary VP. There you go. Big part of PHL. It's good stuff. Lots of Butlers, indeed. That's good. Doug, I know kids can be bad, but to take it to those lengths, I would reread that sentence. I know what you mean. Yeah, of course we're still going, man. PHL, let's go. $9.99 super chat for Nola Grizz. So we'll keep this party moving along. Missed the show, so I'm at the press rewind. Show you some love. Keep coming with the hits. I appreciate you so much. But I'd be watching Escape Plans. I don't know. So yeah, Nola Grizz, you get to pick the next topic. There you go. Oh man. I hope you're joking. But yeah, Nola Gray's a big supporter. Guess I got to come by the restaurant. Still haven't gotten the photo, though, of you and the wife in the PHL shirts. Got to check it out, man. Got to send me a photo, man. You sent me one of you in your car. It's really good, but I want to see y'all rocking it. I will say this. I love seeing you guys in PHL shirts. There you go. Thank you so much, Skipper, for Charles Alexander and Butler. It's good. Skipper, I know you really appreciated this. Skipper is like Skipper's vintage LSU, right? Like he loves all of that. So thank you for the super chat, Skipper. I know you really enjoyed this. And like, vintage LSU is something I don't know a whole lot about. I just don't. So, having, some vintage LSU being discussed tonight is always a good thing. And you keep coming with the hits. I confess. Oh, so this is why, when we're shouting out. Former Navy, but my pick was taken outside Langley Air Force Base on Chesapeake Bay. That's cool. It's funny, like there's like a lot of Air Force Base people that watch our channel. Like, come on. His name's like 007. It's his name on Twitter. Why can't I think of his name? He watches from Robbins Air Force Base in Georgia. So, yeah, it's really freaking cool. So, yes. I still can't get over this. That's so crazy. So crazy, man. Like, it's so nuts. Let me see. Or for patient experience. I get put it. Let's see. Bladen, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day as well, my friend. That was pretty epic, huh? That was pretty cool. Fleet Brothers. That's good. That's good. I'm looking at some of the comments from my Williams video. I saw your comment here, Jacob. You just felt sorry for those kids getting destroyed in this highlight tape. Let's see, pretty worried. And you have every right to be looking at what this team could look like with the recruits we've lost in the last 2 years. Aaron Anderson, Chaz Preston, Kendrick Law added to our wide receiver room. So I'm just reading some comments here. Parrots, good to see you. Matthews and Williams. Okay, so Aaron Anderson, Chaz Preston, Kendrick Law. What would they have added to the wide receiver room? Like, I'm just being serious. Like, probably at least 2 of those 3 guys are super special, probably. But would they have played over Kayshawn, Jack, or Malik this year? I don't know. I just don't know. Now, one of them is probably really, really, really special. But we thank you so much, Pierce. Very generous super chat. Thank you so much. It obviously goes a long way. Yeah, like maybe they're year 1 contributors. Maybe I just don't know. Like, I just don't know. So yeah. Let me read a few more of these. At least he didn't go to Alabama. I really do feel this way. Timothy, good to see you. I just can't ever overreact to anything a coach does before he actually coaches a game, right? Now, there's examples of like red flags. Like if you do something like really, really, really bad, like you say something bad or whatever, offensive, whatever. That's a little bit different, but I just can't red flag a coach. Like the idea of that is crazy, to not let a coach actually coach a game. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know. Well, all right, guys and gals, this was a lot of fun. Pierce, thank you so much for that great super chat. Obviously, we've had a lot of great super chatters tonight. Skipper, I know this night meant a lot to you. You mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Thanks to a lot of our new viewers. Good to see Leon back in here tonight. Once again, shout out to Nicole, Jaro, TDP for watching from afar. That's cool. Lots of really cool new viewers of the channel. I love building this community. I love seeing new people in here at all times. It's obviously a lot of fun. It really is. So there you go. Good to see you, Derek. King Ulysses, good to have you back. I had to get on you, King Ulysses. You're a big part of what we're building here. Yeah, you know, we're not privy to a lot of that behind the scenes stuff. So there you go. LA Mom, your perfect attendance record was maintained. At this, I was worried. I was like, LA Mom has been destroying our perfect attendance, and I was like, good to have her back. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, more than likely, we will be dropping a video on John Emery as a part of Running Back Week. Okay, that will come tomorrow. Power Hour LSU. Boom. And tonight, I wish I was having some of Charles Alexander's ribs, but It's enchiladas night too. Let's Gizzo. Let's go. Let's go.